Hello everybody, Andres here, and today we're playing Minecraft Windows, formerly known as Minecraft Bedrock, or Pocket Edition, whatever you want to name it. And the reason we're playing this version, instead of Minecraft Java, is because we're checking out a add-on made by Axel PVZ 2030, called Pikmincraft. And look at all this stuff, this looks amazing, it actually looks like I'm playing Pikmin. And I'm gonna make a review out of it because it is incredible. But before we get into this review, if you do enjoy today's video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below if you do want me to do a series on this game on an actual survival world, because that would be an interesting way of playing survival Minecraft with these little helpers by your side. And thank you guys for 100 subscribers. We achieved that on December 1st. I am stoked on that, and I will make a special out of it. But I will have to plan that, and it will be very convoluted, so for now, we have Pikmincraft. So let's get into it, shall we? By explaining the biggest part of this actual add-on, which is the Pikmin themselves. There are 4 Pikmins added to this add-on, and they are the red Pikmin, yellow Pikmin, blue Pikmin, and Pikmin Blanco, which for you guys might not make sense, but it is the white Pikmin. The reason it is named in Spanish is because this add-on has actually 2 translations. There's actually the English translation and the Spanish translation, which you can check out in the description of this video. So what do these little friends do? Well, let's go one by one, shall we? The red Pikmin are one of the original found in the first game, and as you can see, they are adorable. They will follow you around and keep you safe when you throw them. They will actually follow you as if they were a pet, like a dog or a cat, and will teleport to you if you are too far away. And will actually run towards you, if you're as well too far away. And basically anything that attacks you, they will attack back, just like a wolf would do. There's also the yellow Pikmin, and as you can see, they have electric properties, which makes them a little bit different than the red Pikmin. They will also, if you throw them in a specific way, which I will explain later, they will also follow you around and be in the same tree. They do the same thing that the red ones do. They follow you around and teleport if you are too far away. The blue Pikmin are also the same, but they are resistant to water, unlike these 2 Pikmin. Well, there you are. Unlike the other 2 Pikmin, these ones are actually resistant to water and can swim. But these 2 cannot swim, and they will actually die in water. And the last Pikmin is still being worked on. That's why there's no onion or anything for this specific Pikmin, even though they don't have onions, there's no actual way to actually obtain this unless you are in creative mode. And that is the white Pikmin. They are actually smaller than the other Pikmin, which is a neat little detail, harkening back to the original game. These actually have poisonous powers, which I will demonstrate in a little bit. And that's basically the difference between all the other versions, besides their little size. But let's get into the specifics, shall we? Red Pikmin, besides being resistant to fire, are also able to walk on lava. So they're very much resistant to anything related to fire. So as you can see here, we have a campfire. And if I throw this Pikmin into it, it will be fine. Nothing will happen to it because it is resistant to fire. If you throw it at an enemy as well, it will latch onto it like in the actual game. So sorry, little cow. You are about to die by Pikmin. Oh my gosh! As you can see, there they go. And as well, these Pikmin will pick up items and bring them back to you. And that is pretty cool. Unless they take them from me. Thank you, sir. Moving on to the yellow Pikmin, these are very complicated and have a lot of details into them. But to simplify, what they do is basically they have electricity powers. As you can see, they will randomly spark at times. And when you throw them, will actually do a little spark attack, which will actually increase depending on how many Pikmin are in the area, yellow Pikmin to be specific. And basically that makes them very strong. But also they have this unique ability that they are almost treated like actual thunder. If a thunder actually falls on this Pikmin, it will not die because it is resistant to electricity. But if we go into here and look for a pig or a creeper, the yellow Pikmin, once it actually goes to attack a mob like that, which can be modified by electricity or by lightning, it would actually, behave like it was struck by lightning. So they actually have that capability of changing things, and that also applies to the creeper, which is going to be a lot more dangerous. So I'm going to move away from the actual presentation area. As you can see, if a yellow Pikmin attacks a creeper, it will actually turn into a charged creeper, and that can be used for a lot of different things. That if you don't have a trident or a lightning rod, these yellow buddies will come in handy. Unlike other Pikmin, these Pikmin can also be thrown a lot higher. As you can see there we go. They will not take fall damage from being thrown. Other Pikmin can also be thrown pretty high, but as you can see, not as high as yellow Pikmin. Moving on to the blue Pikmin. They all have different abilities that will be somewhat explained in this video, but if you do want a better understanding of them, you should check out the mod's creator and their tutorials on every single aspect of these Pikmin, because I will not be doing it justice. But basically, blue Pikmin are resistant to water, so these Pikmin can actually swim, and they will be fine in water. They won't suffer from any drowning or any problem like that. Let's see if we can get this Pikmin over here. There you are. So as you can see, it will actually follow me into water, and it will be actually able to swim, as you can see there. I will throw a few more just so you can see them in action. And there you go, they will follow me around, and if I attack an enemy, they will actually attack with me, as you can see there. And they are very good at attacking water compared to, a normal player. And it will even drop the item for you, so that's awesome. But not only are they able to swim, if a Pikmin, for example, like yellow Pikmin, is stuck in water, it will start to drown. But if you throw a blue Pikmin, and it's smart enough, there we go. The blue Pikmin will actually save the Pikmin that is in trouble. But you actually have to, throw a blue Pikmin at it so it doesn't drown. There you go. So as you can see, they will try to save them. Every other Pikmin type that isn't blue will start to drown in water, so be careful when you're, traveling around the world, just to make sure your Pikmin do not go in water. They are very good swimmers and will travel along with you, unlike other Pikmin which, need to teleport to actually get to you. These blue Pikmin can swim with you, and they will be perfect partners for if you're going, for example, in a temple underwater, or an ocean monument. They are excellent to bring, so they can defend you against the guardians. Moving on to the unfinished white Pikmin. Let me just call these real quick so they don't make a lot of noise. White Pikmin are not able to go into an onion. This is because, first off, they don't have one. But also in the original game, you actually get them from flowers. So if the add-on, keeps getting updated, I imagine there will be a way to obtain them. But as you can see, they act like any other Pikmin. They follow you, they attack for you, and they can be thrown as well. Not as high as yellow Pikmin, but they're still being able to be thrown. The difference between these Pikmin and others is that they have poisonous powers, and they will actually inflict said poison on an enemy. As you saw before with the actual cow, once I hit this enemy, it will attack, and it had little particles of being poisoned, and it will bring the stuff to you. So as you can see, it's like any other Pikmin, but they have poisonous abilities. For now, they cannot be obtained outside of creative, so if you do want some of these companions with you, you will have to go to creative first and then switch back to survival. And those are basically the Pikmin that are added on this add-on. But besides that, we have 2 craftable items which will help you on your journey. One of them you have seen me use, and that is the Pikmin whistle, and these are the crafting recipes for both items. The Pikmin whistle can be crafted by 1 iron nugget and 1 iron bar, or ingot, and it will create a Pikmin whistle, which basically calls the Pikmin around the area to come back to you. And there's also the Picklopedia, which is crafted with a book and a sapling, and that will make the Picklopedia. And basically, this is the guide to how to actually work this add-on. It will explain to you everything you do need to know about it, and it will have the quick guide, the Pikmin, the actual way they act, the actual Pikmin types, what do they do, and anything that I haven't discussed here will be discussed in this little paragraph that you can see. They have a lot of details of what they can do. As you can see, red Pikmin are also stronger than other types of Pikmin. So yeah, that's what that item will do. The Pikmin whistle, as I discussed before, will actually call any Pikmin back to you that is roaming around. So if a Pikmin is following you and you do want them to get back in your inventory like I have right now, you just need to call them with the whistle and they will come back to you and be in your inventory. Now, a little bit of an explanation of what is happening here. As you can see, every time I crouch and throw a Pikmin, it will enter follow mode. And in this mode, instead of coming right back at you when you throw them, it will actually follow you and act like the normal pet would. And, you know, will actually attack for you. But let's say you don't have a whistle and you want the Pikmin to come back to you, you just have to crouch and right click them, and it will come back to you as an item, as you saw there. You will actually gain it. And these Pikmin themselves will not be lost when you die, which is basically keep inventory activated at all times. But if you die, you will not lose your Pikmin, which is a good thing, because, you know, losing your Pikmin would be awful after you die and having to regrow them. But thankfully, they will not be deleted once you die. If you throw a Pikmin normally, this will occur where they will be thrown and immediately come back to you, so they won't actually follow you. But if you crouch, they will enter follow mode and will roam around and follow you around anywhere you go, hence the name follow mode. But if you use a Pikmin whistle, it will go back to your inventory, or you just need to crouch and right click on them. Moving on from all that, let's get into how you actually get these Pikmin. So, there's also pellets in this add-on, and for some reason the normal ones that you can find in the wild don't actually grow. This might be a bug in the actual add-on, but if you try to bone meal them, they don't grow. They don't grow over time either. So any ones that you might find in the wild might not grow, so if anyone could check that for me, that'd be great. But they actually have the normal actual pellet posies, as you can see here. These ones will grow if you bone meal them, and we're gonna check that out in a second here. But the actual one you see in the wild is this one, that is called tile.pick random pellet posy block name. And I'm guessing this item is made so that the pellet posies are actually randomized. They're not always just one color, but for whatever reason they don't actually grow, so that's kind of upsetting. You might need to go into creative mode and actually get one yourself. So as you can see here, this is what they're actually supposed to look like when they're fully grown. They have a little 5 indicator that will tell you that it will grow 5 Pikmin once the Pikmin carry it to the onion. But you can actually see them normally once they start to grow, and they will be at level 1, which will actually just give you 1 Pikmin when it's brought to the onion. But if you let them grow or bone meal them, it will grow to the level 5 pellet. And as you can see, you can actually harvest them and place them on the ground. This is the level 1, and the level 5 they actually have 3D models, which is amazing. Even the flowers do, which is incredible that this is just an add-on. It looks like a full-blown mod at this point. But yeah, basically this is the way that Pikmin will be able to reproduce, and you will be able to farm these so you can actually get more Pikmin, but that will be also discussed a little bit later. But yeah, for now, the ones that you can find in the wild for whatever reason are these ones, and they will not grow with bone meal. I am right clicking like crazy and it's not working. Also, when you destroy them, they're for some reason yellow pellet posies, so that's kind of weird because the yellow pellet posy actually grows if you bone meal it, so that's interesting. As you can see, we have some pellet posies on our hands, and you can see that level 1, level 5 of each color. This one's yellow, level 5 yellow, and we have the blue ones, and level 5 blue ones, and level 5 red, and level 1 red pellets, and they obviously indicate how many Pikmin you will actually get. Moving on from all that, there is another mob you can find, and that is the scallion. Now, scallions look like normal onions, except they will have this red particle effect around them, and they will look a little bit strange as well. As you can see, there is some kind of liquid falling off this onion, and it's like water for some reason. And if you attack it, there we go. It will wake up, and it looks like it's an onion mimic. This is completely original to this add-on. It is not in the Pikmin game, and it will actually walk around and actually try to kill you or attack your Pikmin, so you have to be careful not to be fooled by this. It doesn't have an explanation of how they work just yet. It is like the white Pikmin that are not completely finished. But what I think is that they will appear in the wild and try to trick you into thinking they are actually onions, when they're actually this little monster instead. Let's kill this thing. Oh, it'll also break stuff, like it's an actual ravager. So be careful for your crops. And this thing is beefy. Oh my god. There we go. But Andres, you must be wondering, how do I get an onion? And that is a very good question. Onions can be found in the villager outposts. They will be trapped like an ally or a golem, and you will have to free them to actually obtain them. Besides doing that though, you will actually have to have sugar so that you can actually tame them. So once you find them in an actual villager outpost, they will look like this. They will be knocked out, and they won't be able to produce any Pikmin, or, you know, be able to actually move anywhere because they're kind of stuck. So if you give them sugar, they will be happy, and they will actually start to fly around like they do in the normal game. And they actually can follow you, so you can actually bring them with you. If you want to set them down, you can just press right click, and they will get their little legs out. And there you go. There you go. You have your little Pikmin base now. This is where the Pikmin will actually rest and hang around in. Once you actually set them to do that. There's a little bit of explanation to do on them, so let's go to the actual area where I placed them. But if you want to move them from place to another place, you can just press right click, and they will go back to a little flying, and then you can right click again, and they will sprout legs again and just stay stationary. But for example, let's say you don't want to go into creative and get a pellet posy so you can plant it and everything, and that's completely fine, because there's another way in which Pikmins can grow from these onions, and that is from enemies. This one is currently burning and will try to attack Pikmin, as you can see. But the Pikmin will fight back and defend their onion, and they do a pretty good job of it. But if the Pikmin actually manage to push this enemy into the onion, as you can see, it will be sucked into the onion and will drop at least 2 seeds, and the drops will actually depend on how much health the enemy has that was sucked into the onion. The zombie gave 2 seeds, as you can see, but if you put something like a warden in, it will give you a lot more seeds. I believe the warden gave 12, which is a lot more than a zombie. But as you can see, they will start growing on the ground, and if you do not want to wait for them to grow, you can actually bone meal them. And can pick them off the ground. They actually just take one, so you won't waste much bone meal. And they actually make the little sound, which is really funny. So once you find your onions and have them laid out, you might want to say like, hey, let's put my Pikmin here so that they don't get in trouble. So there's a lot of difficulty in doing that, because once you throw a Pikmin, they will actually come back to you and will completely ignore the onion. If you put them in follow mode, they will not go to the onion either. They will actually just follow you instead, and despite you trying to get them into the onion, they will not do any sort of stuff like that. For a Pikmin to actually go into the onion, they will have to be considered lost, and a lost Pikmin can be found in two different ways. You can either have them by putting them in an item frame and actually breaking the item frame, like this. Now this Pikmin, never mind. As you can see there, that took a little bit of things to do, but this Pikmin is not following me and is considered completely lost, and you know, it's basically wandering. It's not paying attention to anybody, and as you can see, it finally found the onion and it will stay near it. And this one actually goes to the onion, as you can see there. But another way that is way less convoluted than that is that if you drop them like an actual item, they will be considered lost and they will go to the onion. So instead of throwing them, or instead of, oh gosh, or instead of actually making them follow you, they will, where are you going? Okay. Thank you, Pikmin. They will stay near the onion once you drop them like this. What can you actually do with Pikmin that are just kinda lounging around and not paying attention to you? So, these Pikmin will actually attack anything that goes near them that is an enemy, or anything that attacks you. So basically they will defend the base and defend their onion. And if they have pellet posies near them that can actually be attacked, they will actually get the pellets and bring them back to the onion, making more of them. And you can actually make a farm out of that, and that's how you basically get auto farming Pikmins. But let's say you want this little fella to stop roaming around and actually get inside the onion. All you have to do is right click it with your whistle, and now we'll say Pikmin will stay inside the onion, and any Pikmin that's outside of it, as you see, will actually go back to the onion. And if you want them to go outside again, you just have to crouch and then right click. And as you can see, the Pikmin can now go outside the onion. Once you drop them, they will stay outside despite going inside for a few seconds, and they will now just stay outside of the onion. You can also tell them to go back to the onion, and then tell the onion to move with you, so you can actually move it. And this is what is considered a Pikmin colony. Instead of, you know, actually normal Pikmin following you around and being near an onion, this is a Pikmin colony, and they will actually defend their area and, you know, help you defend your base. There's a lot of intricacies and little details about this add-on that you will have to learn in the description by checking out Axel's actual videos and description of the add-on, because it's a lot to explain in an actual video by itself. But basically, that's how you could control the onions and have little onion colonies, or Pikmin colonies, if you will, and how you actually control and help your Pikmin actually reproduce. And that's basically everything that is in this add-on. There's a little bit of more details that you can learn, especially with the Pikmin types, that they will have little different ways of acting and everything. And as I said before, this add-on comes in 2 different languages, Spanish and English. So if you want to play this add-on in Spanish, you can actually have it translated and do that version instead of the English one. Every little detail and stuff you need to do that will be in the description. So you can it will take you to the page where the add-on is, and you can read all about it over there. But if you enjoyed this review of this amazing add-on, I will have to ask you to like the video, share this video with anyone who actually likes Pikmin, who actually wants to play any interesting add-ons to, you know, get the word out that this exists. This is an amazing add-on that needs a lot of a bigger community. And you know, Pikmin is an amazing game, so anything that has to do with it is great, and I'm glad this is being worked on. So please share this with anyone you know. Share the actual channel who made it. Axel himself has a few videos that you can share and learn a lot from, so please check him out in the description below. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We reached 100 subscribers again in December 1st, so that was an amazing feeling, and let's hope to actually even grow a lot bigger. It will be an amazing journey, and I can't wait to go on this adventure with you guys. But that's it for today, so I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!